What is up, you guys? Today I'm going to be reacting to an anime story for the first time. I actually watched these, I just never decided to react to them, so I just said, why not react to them today? Let's watch.
One day, I was doing homework in the living room when someone knocked on the front door. I opened it and found a strange man standing there. He had a creepy smile on his face, and he smelled really weird. "Hi, I'm Roger. I'm looking for your mom. Is she home?" "No. She's at her stupid job and she won't be back until midnight." I was starting to close the door in his face when he suddenly pushed it back open. I screamed. I thought he was going to
Whoa, what is he doing? Why is he knocking that door down? Does he owe her money or something?
hurt me. But then he pulled out a wallet from his back pocket and gave me $100 bill. He said he'd give me the money if I let him wait inside. So I let him in. The man sat on the couch.
How stupid are you? You don't even know who this man is.
"I know you don't remember me, but I know you, Emily." This was so weird. But before I could ask how he knew me, he closed his eyes and fell asleep on the couch. A few hours later, my sister Olivia came home. All my sisters hate me because I'm smarter than all of them combined. But I don't care about their stupid opinions. When Olivia saw the man on the couch, she screamed, "Who is that?" She threw water on the man's face to wake him up. How dumb is that? The man stood up and said, "Olivia, is that you? Oh my god! You were only 7 when I left. I'm your father. Remember?" What was he talking about? Our father was in the Navy. He left years ago. A few months after he was deployed, we got a letter saying that he'd passed away. But my dumb sister ran towards him and gave him a hug. Olivia said, "Dad, I can't believe you're back!" Olivia whipped out her phone and started recording. "What's up, guys? You won't believe what just happened. My dad came back from the dead!" I answered it. It was my high school principal, and she was looking for our mom. Since she wasn't home, I let Dad answer the phone. He frowned while the principal talked to him. They talked for a while. After he hung up the phone, he said, "Olivia, did you really call your teacher a stupid cow? You can't talk to your teacher like that." Olivia said, "Dad, can you stop? I already got earfuls from Mom. Ugh, I thought you were better." Olivia stood up and left. Dad asked me where she was going, and I said, she'll probably go and meet up with her shallow boyfriend, who only cares about her money and pretty face. Dad scratched his head, then asked me where the bathroom was. Inside the bathroom, doing her makeup, was Isabel. Being the oldest sister, she recognized Dad immediately. She said, "Dad?" Because of the shocking sight, Isabel almost passed out. Dad asked me what was wrong with her, so I said, "Oh, nothing. It's probably just her hormones. She's pregnant, you know." Dad was happy when he heard the news. He said, "Your mom and I got married when we were 19 too." "Oh, Dad," I said. "Isabel's not married. She just got knocked up by her boyfriend." Isabel woke up
That is a really weird way to say that, but okay.
and got back on her feet. She said, "Dad's home? What if Mom finds out? She'll send him away." Isabel was right. Mom shouldn't know because she had a new boyfriend. So Isabel and I thought of a plan. We would hide.
Oh, so she already has a boyfriend. Yo, he needs to leave before that mom comes back, I swear. As soon as she comes back, oh, I don't even want to think of what's going to happen.
Dad in the basement in the meantime. Isabel told him, "You can stay in the basement with Brad." Dad asked who Brad was, so I told him that Brad was Isabel's boyfriend. He was an artist, or so he said. Truthfully, he was just a wannabe musician who played dumb gigs at bars for dumb people. I took Dad to the basement. When we got there, Isabel and Brad were shouting at each other. Brad said, "Your dad can't stay here. This place is cramped enough for just me." Olivia replied, "Well, this isn't your house, is it? You have no choice." Brad said, "Look, it's either him or me. If he stays, I'm leaving." Dad couldn't take it anymore. He kicked the door totally open and walked over to Brad. Then he shouted, "You can't talk to my daughter like that." It was awesome. See, Brad had anger issues, but he was also very immature. Every time he and my sister fought, he would stay up all night and play his guitar really loudly, and he wasn't even any good at it. One day, they got into a fight, and I couldn't study for a test and got an A-. I was so mad at him. I told him,
Hold on, what's wrong with an A-? That's like really good.
but he called me a brat and said music was so much more important than education. Yeah, like I'm going to take life advice from a loser living in my basement. This was the first time that someone had put Brad in his place. I was so glad that we finally had a dad at home, but Isabel wasn't happy. No matter how many times she and Brad fought, she always defended him. She screamed at Dad, "Get out! You can't treat the father of my child like this!" Dad tried to explain, "He's better than you. At least Brad is here to watch his child grow up, unlike you." Even though he didn't say anything, Isabel clearly hurt his feelings. I could see the pain in his eyes. So I said, "Come on, Dad. You can stay in the attic instead." We made our way upstairs. Outside, I saw headlights coming into the driveway. Mom was home. I panicked. I said, "Hurry up, Dad." It was Tuesday, so Henry would be staying over tonight. Dad and I ran up the stairs just in time. I gave him some pillows and a blanket, some food and water, and a phone so he could text me if he needed anything. Dad asked, "How long do I need to stay?"
Who just pulls up with the phone like that? Like, you need a phone? Oh, here you go.
I didn't know, so I explained the situation to him. When we were told that Dad had passed away during deployment, Mom had taken it really hard. She was sad all the time and got fired from several jobs. Then, she had to give up 4 of my sisters for adoption because she didn't have the money to take care of all of us. She was...
Oh, that is so horrible. Imagine your father dying and your mom can't handle all that by herself. She needs to get them to the foster care. Like, that is so scary.
was really lonely until she met Henry. I said, "Dad, Mom is dating someone. His name is Henry. You know, your best friend." Dad was shocked and said, "Oh God, how could they do that to me?" I told Dad to calm down because Sophia was sleeping downstairs. She was always a sleepyhead. She was my youngest sister, and if she found out about all this, she might tell Mom. Dad said he understood and that he would wait until we were ready to tell Mom about him. Days passed, and it was getting harder and harder to hide Dad in the attic. My sisters were still mad at him, so they were no help. And Isabel's chatty boyfriend made it even harder to keep it secret. One day, we were eating breakfast with Mom and Henry, and Brad said,
"Hey, what happened to your dad?"
Luckily, Mom didn't understand what he was trying to say. She said, "He passed away years ago. Didn't Isabel tell you?" I kicked him under the table so he would stop talking, and he grinned at me, teasing me. I wanted to punch him. Ugh, so annoying! Suddenly, Henry stood up. He told us that he had an announcement to make. Uh-oh. Henry said,
"Girls, your mother and I are getting married."
Mom looked so excited.
Oh! There's no room for the dad. You can just, like, walk out the door right now.
She was finally happy after so many years. But my sisters and I were looking at each other. I knew we were all thinking the same thing. This wedding can't happen. After Mom and Henry left for work, my sisters and I went to the attic to talk to Dad. Isabel and Olivia were still mad at him, so I had to break the news. He said,
"What? This can't be happening. She's still married to me. Girls, we need to stop the engagement."
Isabel said,
"And why would we help you? We had to be separated from our 4 sisters because you left. I will never, ever forget."
Dad tried to explain that it wasn't his choice, but my sisters weren't listening. Olivia said, "It doesn't matter what happened to you. You can't come here after everything and pretend like nothing happened. You abandoned us, so we're abandoning you." Isabel and Olivia left me and our youngest sister Sophia in the attic. Of all my sisters, she was the only one who was nice to me. But that was only because I did all her homework for her, so she wouldn't flunk out like Olivia did. Because I was helping her with school, she promised she wouldn't tell Mom and Henry about Dad. But she also said, "Henry's a great guy. To be honest, I would rather have him as a dad. But whatever, what's your plan?"
I cannot imagine one of my kids saying that. Like, that is straight up.
Dad and I talked, and we decided to find dirt on Henry. I never liked that guy. I always thought there was something fishy about how much money he had. The next day, I didn't go to school so that I could have enough time to discuss the plan with Dad. It was only me and him at home. Then I got a text from Jeremy. Jeremy was my boyfriend, but my sisters didn't know about him. I didn't want them to know that I was so into boys, too. I wouldn't be like Olivia, who always got cheated on, and Isabel, who got pregnant so early. No, I'm smarter than that. I read Jeremy's text.
"I'm coming over. Let's eat pizza and watch a movie in your room."
I ran to the door just in time to see Jeremy walking up the drive. He called out,
"Hey babe, let's watch a movie. But only if you're done with my homework. I need to get an A or my mom's going to kill me."
I told him that I wasn't done with it yet, because I'd been busy with some family stuff. I added, "But I'll finish it tonight. Come in, I want you to meet someone." I took him to the attic to meet my dad. Thankfully, my dad was cool about me having a boyfriend. I think it was because we had bigger fish to fry. We told Jeremy what was going on. He said that if our hunch about Henry was true, he didn't want me to spy on him because it would be too dangerous. He said that he'd do it instead, and I agreed. That night, Dad and Jeremy hid in the bushes outside the house to watch Henry through the windows. I found this out later, but they saw Henry carrying boxes to the basement where Brad was staying. Dad and Jeremy went down to the basement. They could hear what Henry and Brad were saying. Henry said,
"Did the new shipment come in yet?"
Brad said,
"Yeah. Bunch of fake LVs are in boxes in the closet. They're gonna make us at least 20 grand, man. By the way, Isabel brought a guy here a few days ago. She said it was her dad. She wanted to hide him here."
Henry said,
"That's impossible. Their dad's my best friend, and he passed away while serving in the Navy."
After hearing this conversation, Jeremy got scared, so he ran up the stairs and left. From the attic, I watched him run down the street like he was being chased. Dad came back up to the attic and told me everything that had happened. Then, I received a text from Jeremy. It said,
Your family's weird. We should break up.
I was so surprised when I read this message. I thought Jeremy really loved me. So I texted him back to ask him if he ever loved me, and he replied,
Nah, man. I just needed you to get good grades.
It broke my
Oh, that is so mean.
heart. I started crying. So Dad hugged me and said that everything was going to be okay. While I was crying, the front door slammed downstairs. We heard Mom and Olivia shouting at each other. Mom screamed, "You're useless!" And Olivia screamed back, "That's funny. I didn't hear you say that when I was giving you money." I wiped my tears dry and went downstairs. Everyone was there while Mom and Olivia were fighting. My sister said, "I make a lot of money now. I don't need to stay here anymore." Mom said,
Well, you're still a minor. I'm your legal guardian, so whatever you have, it's mine too.
Boom. Bam.
"Not for long. I'm going to make Dad my legal guardian." Mom said,
Well, Henry isn't your birth father, so that's not going to happen.
Before Olivia could say anything else, I pulled her aside and told her to calm down. But she got mad at me instead. She ran to her room and slammed the door behind her. When everyone had gone, Sophia said to me, "You should tell Mom that Dad's here before things get out of hand." I told her to stay out of the grown-ups' business.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, because if this just keeps on going, I swear this is just gonna escalate.
Said, "Listen, you little..." But before she could continue, she fell asleep on the couch. I realized that Jeremy was right. My family is weird, but I wanted to fix everything. A few days later, when no one was home, I went to the basement to see what Henry and Brad were hiding. I opened the closet and found 10 huge boxes filled with fake designer clothes. For that many counterfeit items, a person could get at least a few years in prison. Suddenly, I heard footsteps coming into the basement. I hid behind the boxes in the closet, heart racing. But then, I heard Olivia and Isabel talking. I sighed in relief. I was going to leave my hiding place when Olivia said, "I'm looking for my old suitcase. I'm moving out, and Dad's coming with me." What? I couldn't believe that Dad was leaving with Olivia without telling me. Isabel said,
I want to break up with Brad because he's such a good-for-nothing loser.
Oh my gosh, what did I say? It's gonna keep getting escalated up, I swear.
Olivia said, "Of course, sis. You know what? We should take Sophia with us, too." Isabel asked if they should take me, too, and Olivia replied, "We'll leave her here. She's useless anyway." They laughed like evil stepsisters as they schemed to leave me behind. Weeks later, my sisters had completely moved out. After they left, Brad had no reason to stay in the house anymore. One night, I overheard him and Henry talking about moving the boxes somewhere else. I couldn't let them get away, so I called the police and told them about the boxes. They went to the house with a search warrant. While the police searched, Brad and Henry kept looking at me like they wanted to punish me for snitching on them. But I didn't care. I was happy to finally get rid of them. The police found the boxes and arrested Brad and Henry. When the police questioned Henry, he also confessed that he planned my dad's kidnapping so he could get rid of Dad, date Mom, and use our house for his business. Everything finally made...
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this. This just went from 3 to 1 billion real fast.
made sense. When Mom and I got back from the police station, we had some visitors waiting for us. Mom looked like she'd seen a ghost. She just stood there staring at Dad, speechless. Dad said,
Hey, babe, I've missed you.
She finally managed to whisper,
Is that really you, my love? How is this possible?
Dad took her in his arms, and she sobbed and laughed as he explained everything. Isabel said,
We heard what happened. Are you okay?
I was shocked to see her worried about me. I was even more shocked to see that she'd given birth to a beautiful baby girl. My sisters apologized for treating me badly and thanked me for being brave enough to call the police. Then Olivia said, Let's leave this place and start fresh. We can be a complete family now. So Mom and I packed our things and moved in with Olivia, Isabel, Sophia, and Dad. We sold the house and used that money to start a new life. The best part of it all? We reunited with our 4 other sisters, and our parents are back together now.
Yes, this was a really good story. But if y'all did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe right here. And I'll see ya. And like it too. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.